Hey everyone, today's lesson is on absolute value inequalities. It's actually a continuation of the last lesson. I just wanted to spend a couple days on it because I know it may seem a little tricky to you guys. And so today I have a new worksheet for you, which is going to be part of your homework. So if you'd like, you can follow along with the problems that I do, or you could just go ahead and watch the video. Okay. If you had no problem doing this last time, I still encourage you to watch the video just to make sure you're doing this correctly. All right, let's start off with some of the odd problems. For number one, it has the absolute value of 6n is less than or equal to 18. So as you did these last time, the first thing you want to do is split up your inequality into two whenever you have an absolute value sign. So this is going to turn into 6n is less than or equal to 18. You drop the absolute value bars. And then the other one is going to be 6n is greater than or equal to, you change the sign. And then the 18 becomes a negative because it was positive first. Okay. Then you solve for n. All right. So what I'm going to do is divide by 6 on both sides. And then I'm going to get n is less than or equal to 18. And then do the same thing on the other side. So divide by 6. Oh, I'm sorry. This one's not 18. This one's 3. My bad. And then on the other side, you get n is greater than or equal to negative 3. So now what you need to do is graph both of these. So the first one, n is less than or equal to 3. I'm going to go to 3, put a closed circle, and it's less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to be shading to the left. The other one is n is greater than or equal to negative 3. So I'll do that one in green. Here's negative 3, close circle, and then shade to the right. Okay, now these overlap in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and say that my answer is right in the middle. Okay, so my answer is technically starting at negative 3, and then it's less than or equal to, my variable is n, and that's less than or equal to 3. Okay, so you start with the first point, end with the second point, put your variable in the middle, and then less than or equal to signs because they're closed circles. So this is my solution. Okay, let's try number 3. Okay, so for number 3, the absolute value sign is isolated. So I'm going to do the same thing, break it up into 2. So it's going to be m minus 2 is less than 8, and then m minus 2 is greater than negative 8. All right, so for the first one, I'm going to add 2 to both sides to solve, and I get m is less than 10. The other one is adding 2 to both sides. Okay, so m is greater than, and then negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6, and then you want to graph both. So the first one, m is less than 10. So here's 10. I have an open circle because it does not have an equal to, and then it's less than, so I'm shading to the left. For the other one, I'm going to use green. I'm going to be at negative 6, open circle, and then shade to the right. Okay, now my inequalities overlap in the middle. Okay, and I have an open circle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is rewrite my answer. It's going to be negative 6 is less than, my variable is m, is less than 10, and that's my solution. I don't have an equal to, and then my variable is m, that's in the middle. Start with the smaller number, and then on the right hand side is the bigger number. Number 5, what you want to do is split it up, but before you do that, you need to get rid of the plus 5. Okay, your inequality sign needs to be completely by itself, so we need to get rid of the plus 5 before we split it up into our two equations. So let me do that. So I have absolute value of x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 11. So first get rid of the plus 5. So I'm going to do minus 5 to both sides. Bring down your absolute value of x is greater than or equal to, and then 11 minus 5 is 6. Now that our inequality sign, the absolute value sign is alone, we can split this up into two equations. Okay, so the first one, actually, let me split it up into two. We'll put one here and we'll put the other one on the right. So the first one's going to be the absolute value of x. Actually, it loses its absolute value. Sorry about that. It's going to be x is greater than or equal to 6. The other one is going to be x is less than or equal to negative 6. And x is already alone, so there's actually nothing that you have to do now. You just go ahead and graph. So the first one, start at positive 6, and its x is, sorry, it's filled in, and its x is greater than or equal to 6. So I'm going to shade to the right. And then the other one is x is less than or equal to negative 6. So I'm going to put a closed circle at negative 6, and I'm going to go ahead and shade to the left. Okay. So the only thing left to do from here is to write your answer. So I'm going to say, because they're not overlapping, I'm just going to say x is greater than or equal to 6, which is what we had here. And then the other one is x is less than or equal to negative 6, and I'm going to throw an or in there. Okay, so that's my solution. That's it for this lesson, you guys. So go ahead and complete the right-hand side of this worksheet, and then make sure you go ahead and submit that. Just wanted to spend an extra day on it. I know that absolute value and an inequality all combined into one equation could be stressful or difficult for you, but go ahead and get that turned in by Sunday. Bye.